Foods the world loves. At a restaurant, you order a potato pizza for dinner and chocolate cake for dessert. You've probably had these dishes many times, but have you ever thought about what goes into them? They contain some of the most common foods in the world. There are potatoes on the pizza sauce is made with tomatoes, and the cake is made with chocolate and sugar. These common foods all have interesting histories. Do you know anything about them? A gift from the earth. You probably think you know well about potatoes and sweet potatoes. But did you know that there are actually about 5,000 different kinds of potatoes? The first kinds grown by people for food were farmed by natives of the Andean Mountains of South America. It was only in 1535 that the Spanish found the potato and eventually brought it back to Europe. At first, potatoes were known as the devil's fruit because they are grown in the earth and have a dark, uneven skin. In addition, they contain a weak poison known as solanine, which can cause people to feel ill. However, within about 50 years of their introduction to Ireland, they had become a cheap and healthy part of the local foods. When there was very little food in Ireland in the 19th century, many people lived almost entirely by eating potatoes. They're gifts from the earth. Today, potatoes are grown in at least 130 countries. People all over the world love to eat food made out of potatoes, such as potato chips, French fries, and mashed potatoes. In fact, these have become some of the world's most popular foods. A brown pleasure. Chocolate is a treat that many of us love to eat. Not only does it taste great, but just looking at it, smelling it, or even unwrapping it is exciting. However, chocolate wasn't always enjoyed as a kind of candy. Chocolate was first grown by the ancient Aztec people of Central America, who used it to make a drink. For them, it wasn't just a popular treat. It was used at special events by important people, such as the rich and religious leaders. In addition, the Aztec people even used cocoa beans as a type of money. After the Spanish came to America, they took chocolate back to Spain, where it soon became popular. Within 100 years, its popularity had spread across Europe, and people started to make it in many forms. These days, it's enjoyed not only as a hot drink, but also in its solid form, and is used to make various types of cakes and donuts. It has found a place in the hearts of many people, since it is commonly connected with feelings of pleasure and love. The Red Wonder. What's bright red, rich in vitamins C and A, and may help prevent certain diseases? This wonderful food is the tomato. Its history, like that of chocolate, dates back to the ancient Aztec people of Central America. It was first brought to Europe by the Spanish in the 16th century. Although it quickly became popular in Southern Europe, people in Northern Europe weren't sure about eating it first. In Britain, for example, people thought it would make them sick because it looked like a harmful plant. In addition, it sometimes caused lead poisoning among the rich, as they ate the acidic tomatoes on expensive plates made of materials containing lead. Poor people, however, did not have this problem, since they used cheap plates made of wood. Therefore, tomatoes were only eaten by poor people until the 19th century. This changed after many Italians moved to America during the 19th and 20th centuries. They brought with them dishes made with tomatoes, such as pizza and spaghetti, which many people enjoyed. This helped spread the tomato's popularity to other cultures, which the Italians came into contact with in America, and eventually to the world. our favorite ingredient. All the candy, ice cream, chocolate, and coffee we enjoy would not be the same without sugar. This one ingredient, once known as white gold, certainly makes our lives a little sweeter. However, how much do you know about sugar's long and interesting history? The people of New Guinea were probably the first to eat sugar around 8000 BC. Later, sugar was brought to India, where people found out how to make it into the small, hard pieces we enjoy today. Arabs eventually used the sugar production methods they learned in India and set up the first big sugar farms and factories. They were also the first to introduce sugar to Europe, where it quickly became popular among the rich. In the 17th century, Europeans set up many large sugar farms in their American colonies, and the price of sugar went down slowly as it became more common. This meant it could be enjoyed by all levels of society. Today, there is sugar in almost everything we eat. The next time you eat one of these common foods, think about the long history it had before ending up on your plate. Consider how far it has traveled and how many people have eaten this food before you. If you're eating with friends or family, share what you've learned with them. It'll make your meal a lot more interesting.